Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mother All Melodies speedrun guide. This is going to be for the harder route, the faster one. But I will say the RNG in this one is very ridiculous, and only one person has finished a run with it. But I guess if you endure it enough, you could probably do it too. So good luck on that. Yeah, anyway, getting into it, this it's on the Famicom version here, but it's not a Japanese category necessarily, so the timing is not JRTA, so you can give them whatever you want for names, it doesn't matter. The timing doesn't start exactly on this one, but on the next one, right here to the left. The previous option was to confirm if those are the names you wanted. This is text speed right here. The one on the left is the fastest, so we're going to use that. So, your timing would start now. Now, this route's definitely, if you watched how the route was before and you compare it to this, you'll see it's pretty different and much crazier. So you can understand why you may want to use the old one, even if it's slower. But if you're really feeling it, go ahead and do this. Oh yeah, and for the sake of being able to demonstrate, you know, like I just said, how all the RNG is going to be crazy, I will be using save states to showcase this guide or whatever. Oh my gosh, please, doll. This was my first speed game, and I used to run it. I ran it for like over like nearly a year. I ran it sporadically, like after the first 6 months of running it. It was a little more now and then, and now it's not my primary focus, but I will focus on it more in the future. It's mostly because grinding the current categories, it's just all about dealing with RNG, and it's a little tedious, so I didn't really feel like doing it at the moment. Happy 30th! And yeah, anyway, so after getting the melody from the doll, we're gonna talk to your sister here. I'm gonna get 4 orange juices from her. But yeah, so it's an on and off thing currently. I don't have plans to run this much more until like maybe next year, so I do apologize for that. I do, however, oh my gosh, please. I do, however, I tend to run it on Mother's Day for about like the full week of that holiday. Just because, like, I don't know, it sounds a little dumb to do, but that's what I do. I guess if I really made plans for it, I could also run it during the week of its anniversary every year, too. So at least run it more often than not. But, let's see. I'm gonna talk to her sister here and give her the key. You may have noticed I didn't equip the bat when I got it from the, present, and that was on purpose, because we're not going to use it. We're gonna sell it for money, because we're not grinding at all. If you've also noticed that, that's a noticeable difference here. Which means that we're going to be heading into the graveyard at level 2, and we're also going to be going to Mount Atoy at level 2, which is much riskier than 3. Honestly, I probably should have done what you probably do. You should save with your mom before you exit the house at the least. I do apologize for not doing that, because that at least at that way, especially because look, my health at max is 37, so that would be a smart idea. Yeah, not enough people play this game regularly, or at least not enough people speedrun it, which is kind of the point in me getting these guides out. But people do stream it now and then, you know, it's always casual, and that's chill too. I used to stop in a lot of casual streams of the game, but I like seeing people play this game in general. But this stream started like 2 hours ago. I already went over one full run, and I'm doing the next. And I'm gonna have to get off after this, but tomorrow I'm going to do 2 more guides for other categories. The remaining ones on Famicom. Then after that, all I gotta do is get the GBA version. I'm at least excited to run the GBA version because I've never ran it, so I'm gonna grind that a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to make a guide for it. But anyway, so no fighting anything yet. Go straight down to the department store. The drugstore, whatever you want to call it. Talk to her. Take the bat, sell it. Withdraw $30 from the bank, ATM. And now we're gonna buy 2 breads. Hold on, just to verify. Okay, everything's right. I don't know why I got really confused for a moment. Okay, before you go, you can use one of your orange juices now if you feel like it. Because the graveyard can be really nasty on the way back. We're gonna manipulate on the way in, so I'm gonna discuss that in a moment. But so when you're honestly either right now or at the food counter, like where the lady was, you could either have with 5 of your dollars only, because you need money to use the phone, at least $1. So, anyways, you could have used one of the orange juices then and then bought another, or use one now. But anyway, grab the phone. When you see this text appear, after all the numbers, 19 specifically, you'll see this question mark. He's asking you if you want to save right now. The moment you hit yes, you're able to reset. So, hit yes. Reset. Now, due to the way that the manip works, and the way my buttons are binded, I can't save state in the middle of them to show exactly what's going on. But I will discuss it. So right now, that's good to hear. So right now, none of the RNG in the game is being affected at all. Resetting obviously made it a default state. Now, what does update RNG are any kind of menus in the game and NPCs appearing. At least any NPCs that move. The NPC at the desk in the store, fortunately, the very first floor, she won't influence it at all. Okay, so my point is that right here, you're going to want to hold A, and you're going to press start, and basically holding A the whole time will buffer you into the game, so that way the RNG will always be on the same seed. Now, when we exit here, we're going to walk in a very specific manner to get past all the NPCs here. So, don't open any menus, by the way, because that'll ruin it. So, walk down this way. If you notice this pattern from the NPCs, that means that the RNG is set right. Now that you're over here, you're in the clear until you walk past this guy over here. So you gotta make sure you walk like this. And if he moves like that, then you're also doing it right. Now here comes the complicated part with how we're gonna manipulate the encounters. So right now I'm in an encounter zone, and the way that it's working now is that with every step I take, the RNG will like update. Like I said before, menus also update RNG, so we're going to open the menu on the exact right tiles every time to skip that fight. Now, there's a little bit of a complicated part with this. The first two tiles that we need to step on for this, we need to open them early, and I'm going to explain what I mean by early, because like I said, every time I take a step in the encounter zone, the RNG updates. However, it doesn't fully update until Ninten completely steps on that tile, and you're able to open up the menu before you step on the tile. Therefore, you can open it in that spot before it already updated, and that's important for the first two ones. Now, I also need to discuss how we're going to open the menu. When opening the menu, we're gonna use the B menu. So we're gonna press B. You're gonna hold B the whole way, and then you're gonna wait for it to close. You don't press it. You don't time it. You just hold it the entire time. That way, there's no human error to screw up the RNG. Because if you try to time it yourself, then you're not going to do the manip, right? So with all that said, the first one's gonna be right on the second bridge when you step onto it, like this, and also. If you take any extra steps, that's also going to throw off where you need to open the menu at, so be very careful and try to move exactly like me. I might even mess it up because it's really easy to mess it up going into the graveyard, but after you get in there, you're fine, so I might need to reset, but it'll be okay. I'll probably end up getting it. So we're gonna keep going forward. At about like above this grass tuft there, we're gonna hold down and right. And I didn't mention it before, but you'll be able to like check back. At the top of this tree, we're going to open up the menu quickly. Now the next few spots, like I said, we don't have to open it right away, so it's a lot more like, you know, you're able to move carefully. So we're going to stop next to this grass tuft to the left of us. Open the menu. And we're going to move over to the right. I go down to the right and down. Try to move like this. Assuming I didn't take any extra steps, the encounter should be right where, well, I know they're gonna be, but otherwise they're gonna trigger early, and that's like my fault. Anyway, in this whole area, there's no like encounters or anything, so the RNG is not moving, but no need to worry about that. Anyways, the next one's gonna be in the next step. If I did it wrong, I'm gonna get an encounter. If I did it right, we'll be fine, so we're gonna see what happens. Okay, I did it right. Good. I messed it up at the other guide, but anyway, hold B here, go down, stop right here, go to the right, stop by this tree, hold it, okay, continue on, go up here, stop right next to this tombstone, hold it, go up to the left, go into there, keep going. Okay, the next one, we're going to open it right here, and then we're going to check the coffin with KP. So that's how you do this manip. Unfortunately, this only lets us get into the graveyard to Pippi without any encounters. Due to the way that the RNG advances in this room, there's no way to continue manipulating it, so I do apologize for that. So, now we're going to talk to Pippi. We're going to tell her no, the one on the right. We're going to tell her yes, the one on the left, so don't move it. Now, to get out of the graveyard, you're gonna have to try to get really lucky, and possibly even like, even though like obviously you can't do it yourself, try to manipulate the encounters by opening the menu now and then with some kind of rhythm or some kind of like pattern to it. It's never guaranteed. If you get encounters like these, it's not the worst though. Just try to run. But yeah, just try your best to escape. That's what you have all the orange juices for though, just in case if it starts to get a little rough. Especially if you find this guy, be very cautious. It can get awful. Yeah, not looking so good. Yeah, honestly, I would argue that the graveyard is probably the worst part of any of the glitched categories because it like just trying to weave it can be a bit of a headache. So I'm gonna reload my state and just try to get like better luck out of it. Okay. But yeah, so I do apologize if a lot of your runs die in the graveyard. I mean, that's not the only place they'll end up dying, especially if you take on this route. But it's a bit of a headache. I'm sorry. the ghost is not really a problem. Or, I mean, I guess he could be if he wants to be like that. He rarely does stuff like that. Okay, good. So yeah, just use, like, one of these. Anyway, so you may have noticed I didn't use any bread with Minton to just get out of the graveyard for free. It would be a really nice thing if you could do that, but in using bread yourself with Minton, then it ruins the way the glitch will work to get out of bounds. So, I'll tell you why in a second. When Pippi, when she uses the bread and then leaves your party, since it's not in your party's inventory anymore, the game doesn't know what to do because the original point where you left the breadcrumbs, it's not tracked. So the game tries to find a default location for it to go to, and in trying to do so, the game ends up putting it out of bounds. Because I guess that's just the default location. So at any point when you're with Pippi, make sure you hand her one of the breads and have her use it. So I personally do it when I get near the town, but you can do it whenever. I'm actually on console right now. I'm on hardware. I'm using an EverDrive. The EverDrive is something that you can use to play any kind of ROMs for your system, and it has features like save states and stuff. And it's fun for casual play, I guess, but it's really useful for speedrunning, for like practicing stuff, because you can be able to play it on hardware and then like reload that situation to keep practicing it. But anyway, with Pippi, make sure you use the bread. And then go on into the office here. Yeah, I wish capturing NES is pretty expensive to improve the quality on, and I don't have the money for it yet. But at some point, I want to be able to make it look better. Anyway, after that, get the key up here. Now we're gonna go over. Let me see. Yeah, okay. We're gonna get 2 hamburgers. And this is one of the, I mean, aside from the fact that we just went into the graveyard at level 2, this is one of the other major deviations in the route. We don't have as much, well, I mean, we have the money for stuff, but we're not gonna be getting it into our inventory. Also, wait, what's wrong here? Oh, nothing, I just need to use one of these orange juices, which I'll use it when I get closer to the home. I thought I messed something up, but no, it's fine. Getting into encounters here is annoying, but as long as you don't, like, get a crow who will steal from you, it's not that awful. If it steals your bread, then, you know, it's kind of... That will kill your run, too. Anyways, I'm gonna use the orange juice. I'm gonna grab the crumbs. Now I'm gonna use the crumbs. And now the layout here, out of bounds, should always be the same, pretty much. Sometimes it's a little different, and I don't exactly know what causes that. I think it has something to do with, like, well, I don't know, the out of bounds area here is kind of like junk data in the game, I believe, and I guess if you keep playing, the longer it takes for you to get here, the more the game updates stuff and throws it into this area, I guess. So sometimes the layout is slightly altered, but it's mostly the same. So anyways, we're gonna go up this way, and once the house up here leaves our, like, sight on the screen, we're gonna go up and right for like 8 seconds, so you want to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and then you keep walking up. Okay, around this home is good. You can just go up. And now we are close to where we need to be. I sometimes tend to forget exactly where I am. I think it's like right here. We're gonna go up, And we're gonna count the tufts of grass that we've walked past. We're gonna count 19 of them. So we're gonna go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and now we're going to use our bread. Now, I just might be in the wrong spot, honestly. If you are, you might get stuck in the wall or something, but we should be near Eve, so let's see where we're at. Okay, yeah, okay, you should practice to make sure you're, like, not too far off. I don't think I walked far enough to the left. If you go too far, you'll get stuck in the wall and you'll have to, like, reset. But, anyways, we're here now, so check Eve. And now to start grinding. Do be cautious. You don't have much to work with in terms of like restoring your health because you only have 2 burgers here, and you only have 11 psi. I mean, if you get lucky, you'll have more, and then you can start using life up more. Speaking of, here's something that's going to be a little out of your control, and I apologize for this too. So the way that you learn Psi in this game is whenever you reach the level for it, there's a 1 in 4 chance that you will get it. But in that case, you might need to get into a few fights before you learn it. And the annoying thing is if you pass that level, like say at level 3, you learn Life Up. If you don't learn Life Up during level 3 and you reach level 4, where you learn like Healing, you might end up learning Healing before Life Up, which can be annoying, but in this case, where we just boost a bunch of levels at once, like I'm level 5 now, I don't have Life Up yet, and the next Psi I might learn will probably be anything but Life Up, so that just can be the case, so that can be a little annoying. And that's part of why it's riskier to come here at level 2, but it's faster, so you know. Yeah. Anyways, just try grinding here and try to be safe. Always guard against the mooks. Now the burgers, they heal like 60 health, but we only have 2 of them. The mooks can steal your burgers, which really sucks, but to use one of them now would be a waste, but at the same time, the mooks aren't usually threatening, which is why they're generally safer to grind on here. But sometimes they can use things like PK Fire or PK Freeze, which isn't the most intimidating if you guard, but even so, if you get hit by like 2 of those, then you're probably gonna die even if you guarded, if you didn't heal yourself yet from like having 30 HP or so. So yeah, there's a possible chance you might die. And I still haven't learned any Psi yet. So that's crazy. Not really, but that's just how it is. Hopefully we'll learn it soon. Hopefully what that could have been. That definitely wasn't it. So like I said, I learned something. I don't know what that even says. That's not something we use in the run, so I don't know. Anyways, I have like, I don't know. I still wouldn't advise using a burger right yet, just because if you had Life Up, you could go ahead and use it, because that's about how much it would take to restore your health. But yeah. Anyways, we're going to keep grinding down here at the lake until we hit level 12, and then we're going to go up onto the rest of the mountain, and that's also part of what makes this run riskier. A majority of my runs on this category, with this route, it dies up on the mountain trying to grind there. But there's 2 reasons we go up there. One of them is to get the Sea Pendant. The other one is because sometimes the Starman up there can give you way more experience. As you see, a formation of 3 mooks gives you the 3rd most amount of experience in the game, but getting the female robot and the explosive robot, those give the 2nd amount. Okay, we got Life Up, that's cool. No, that wasn't Life Up. Okay. Well, don't be fooled, and don't waste your Psi, because now I have less. That was lame. Yeah. Anyways, the female robot and the explosive robot give the second most amount. And then the 4 starmen give the most. They give like 1,000 points, which is really good, but they're pretty dangerous. But yeah, so in one more level at least, which means like the next few, we're gonna go up there. So we're getting experience and we're gonna get the C pendant. I don't think I mentioned the C pendant yet, but we're gonna get that because what it does is it's going to remove, well, it's not gonna remove, but it's gonna reduce damage from all elemental attacks, which is really good because we're gonna fight the dragon early in this route, which is something we didn't do before. It's way more risky, but the C pendant helps a lot because the dragon uses all kinds of PSI attacks, so that'll help. It'll also help you on the mountain too against like the explosive robot and the lady. So let's see, is this... Okay, that's life up right there, that one. At least it should be. I'm gonna save state now just in case I'm wrong. Okay, no, that's it. Alright, well, cool. But now I just have way less psi. The most lucky thing that could happen to you up here is if you either beat the female robot or if you beat some of the starmen and they drop a slice stone. That's pretty lucky, because then yeah, you can kind of reliably restore your health with that if the stone doesn't break immediately. I still also have 2 burgers. I don't think I mentioned it, but the mooks can steal those, which is really annoying, especially when you only have 2. But yeah, so just go up here and try to be careful. We're up here to get the C pendant, but we're gonna be up here till about level 20, and then we're gonna go back down the mountain to the lake. Oh boy, who did he hit? Oh yeah, it had to be me. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you'll just get screwed over. And you can imagine why this is really hard to finish a run for now. I was really surprised when I saw that Octo ended up using this route. So I was like, that's absolutely insane. Because this route was conceived for the task. It was like it was a human viable task. Like, I mean, like, it was human theory, like you could reasonably do this, but you'd have to get super lucky, and he actually did it like a madman. Oh my gosh. Okay, here goes some Starmen. So yeah. Just pray you don't get hit. Yeah, okay. if they use PK Beam Gamma, you'll be safe. But still, if they hit you with like PK Beam Beta, or if they hit you with a physical attack, you might go down. No, I don't have enough energy for using Psy, but I can use my riggers now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Thankfully. Oh boy, now this is gonna be a problem, especially if Eve targets the explosive one first, because then I'm gonna take damage, and then the other one can actually hit me for that as well, which is really annoying. Okay, good. If Eve takes out that one first, then you're like way more fortunate. As soon as you put on the C pendant, though, you don't have to worry about her doing that. Or rather, you don't have to worry about the explosive damage as much either. Because like I said, it's going to reduce the elemental attacks, and explosions are fire. Alright, good. So yeah, definitely after you get the pendant, just start walking back down to the lake. Man, okay. Alright then. Okay, good. This still does kind of suck though, because it's like your health's kind of getting worn out. Not being able to restore it in a reliable way. Eventually, the mooks might end up killing you. What we need to do now is we need to keep grinding at the lake until we're about level 25. So like midway into level 24 is when we need to end up fighting the robot and then leave. Yeah, this would be the best time to get away from here. Okay, good. Alright, I was gonna leave a state there just try to influence that to drop. If you hear that, you got a slice stone. If you get lucky enough for that to actually happen, then you definitely have a much higher chance of winning, like getting out of here. But I still have, I think I've even gotten it to drop before, and I've still died up here. So, you know, dumb stuff happens. Okay, these guys are really nasty, and they only appear like between the top and the lake. Be super careful to not get them because, especially if you get them early on, they will hit you with intense PK fire betas. Like almost for sure, they're gonna use that like every time. But yeah, anyway, now that we're back down here, we need to grind, like I said, to level 24. There's a specific amount of experience we can get before we know we can leave, and it'll be at, let me see, 1200, 709, so, yes. Why, though? Okay. Alright, yeah, that's one thing that sucks about grinding on the mooks is that it takes a while for them to appear sometimes. It's pretty annoying. Especially when you can only walk and not run. pretty close. Now, to the right over here is where the robot will be. Just go that way. I don't know if many people who have played this casually have ever known that. Trying to leave off the mountain with the will trigger it. Okay, we have just about as much as we need. I'm gonna wait a bit. I mean, honestly, it might not matter too much. Though at the same time, I want to say more is better because you need to be level 25 by the time you get the magic hat. So that way you will be able to fight the dragon. And having like 600 more experience points would be good. Almost. Okay, this should be enough, whatever it is. Yeah, 2 of them should be good. Or is it? It is pretty good. Okay, we have enough for sure. So going into the fight, all you do is just use auto. The way this fight works is that Eve needs to die, but Eve also loves to avoid attacks, so you might end up having some time wasted by her doing that, but she needs to get hit 3 times. So far she has not been hit 3 times, or even twice. But yeah, no, I really like the music in the Mountain Toy Caves, personally. But it's also good on the mountain, too. Okay, good. So Eve is dead. Gonna walk like that over to her slowly to avoid encounters, and then check her. And now we're going to go down and find something to kill us. Most enemies down here are capable of killing us easily, but there's like one that's like not very useful. The one brain enemy. Like he'll use a lot of the side attacks, but not often is it that he'll Okay, this one's definitely killing us for sure. This one is overpowered. Nice. Anyways, now that we've died, we're gonna continue. Make sure you hit A, and yeah. So now that we're back here, what we need to do is withdraw like $9,000. Because at least one good thing about being on top of the mountain where we were is that we have a lot of money now. So go ahead and get that. Oops. Okay, we're gonna go up to the top floor. We're gonna grab the canary. You technically could pay for this now, but what we usually do is hit no on the right, and he'll give it to us anyway. We're gonna grab 3 breads. What's my inventory have? We don't have room for 3 breads, though. But that's mostly due to the side stone here, which I guess... Okay, normally, I think you would want to go to the hotel after this and get your Psy recovered, because you need it. But if you get a side stone, then go ahead and use it, which it broke, which is good. But anyway, yeah, so... 1... 2... 3... I think I'm gonna go ahead and go to the hotel anyway. Anytime you need to heal like that, you can just press B to cancel the jingle. So you don't have to wait. But Okay. Now we're gonna be heading up to the zoo. Hopefully, while here, we'll get enough experience. We need like 200 more right now until we can get to 25, I believe. Yeah, that should be the case. This one. This is my favorite video game of all time, personally. Even though I love mini games. Okay, we're gonna go down here to the canary. We're gonna use it on Laura. All of them are good, of course, but it's all preference. 3 is good, but if you, depending on what you like in a game, notably like replayability, it's not as enjoyable. Like, it's really good the first time you play it, but when you play it again, it gets a little dragged behind because you're like, well, I already know the story, but then it's like really slow to start, and then like, you know how it goes. That's also part of why it's not. It's the worst Mother game to speedrun because of the story in it. Dragging on. Anyways, right here, we'll be dropping bread. Approach the monkey. You don't have to talk to them. Same with the door. You don't have to do anything but walk into it. Yeah, I played them in order, except that, Wait, what do you mean it's so fixed that it angers you? But anyways, like, I played them in order, except that I finished 1 first, 3 first, and then 2 eventually later on. Because I had to start 2 so many times on, like, different files and stuff due to issues. Oh yeah, there's no kind of thing to break the game with. Yeah. I think there's, like, 1, because I know that there is a, like, for the speedrunning categories, there is, like, a glitchless and then a glitched one, and then the glitched one is only like 8 minutes faster, or I think 8 minutes slower, actually. I don't even know what it is. Like, I have never watched a full run. I started watching a run of Mother 3. It is the most linear as well, but I started watching a run of Mother 3 like 2 years ago, and then like I fell asleep like midway into it. Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, take this path through the zoo. Just go straight up to the junior. after this fight, we should hit level 25. Oh no, we didn't, but we're close to it. Anyway, let's see, what's in our inventory? We should have, yeah, we have the room. We're gonna grab this here, the medicine. That's gonna be very important. And we're gonna grab the rope as well on the bottom floor. And that's also important because we're gonna use these on the dragon. If your run didn't die in the graveyard, and if it didn't die on the mountain doing all this, it might just die on the dragon. But if you make it past that, then you should be able to finish the rest of it, I'm sure. But I wouldn't know, because I've only gotten as far as to the dragon before, unfortunately. But, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna check the monkey. And now we're gonna open the inventory and use our crumbs. Gonna talk to the guy on the top. He has like one less line of text. Like, why not? On this path. Okay. It's kind of lame we haven't hit 25 yet. Hopefully you had by now. We'll still be able to have a chance to get there though, here. But approaching this, we're gonna go to the side. We're gonna go to telepathy right here. And now we're gonna go over to the first home we see in front of us. Go up here, talk to her, and put away the diary. This one. Now we're gonna do something a little different than you might have seen. We're gonna stop like right about here. We're gonna drop some bread. We're gonna go this way. Hopefully you would get encounters up here, somewhere out here before. If you're not over 25 yet, but you're like near it, like right now I should be near it. Just fight some things out here. So honestly, we don't have a weapon yet, so it might take a bit, which is the annoying part. But like my reasoning behind like wanting to get it now is so that we can heal after hitting 25 to make sure we're good to go. There we go. Alright. Our stats look fine enough. Off of this guy. Well, arguably, yes, I'd probably say so. That's just in case if you get the, snails. It's just, trying to read defense down in the text. I don't know which one it is. I know which one's defense up, but I don't know which one's defense down. I mean, if I memorized it in the menuing, I probably could, but hopefully by luck you would already be 25 though. Like, we were like one fight away from it anyway. So, anyways, talk to the guy here, go into the side menu and use telepathy again. I'm gonna go to the second door. Gonna go into the second door again. Gosh. Gonna go into the third door. And we're gonna check the present on the top at the back. And we're gonna equip this. And now we're gonna use the crumbs. We're gonna go into this shop right here. We're going to buy the bottom item twice. This is one of the defense items we're going to use, so we're going to equip it. The other one will just be held. We're going to go into this one and buy the bottom item twice. And we're gonna equip that one too. We're gonna go this way and get healed up. Right. And now we're gonna go try to fight the dragon with best of luck to us, because yeah, it's gonna be rough. We have one rope, one medicine, and hopefully enough psi to be good for. I don't know. When you get in here, you're gonna go right, left, left, right. You're gonna go this path to the dragon here. As you approach down this end, we're gonna go to the left corner and we're gonna check this present. I don't think I'm lined up with it. It's weird when you're like facing it sideways, but this is a herb. We would have used that. Well, we could technically use it in battle still, but we would have used that if we got into an encounter here and lost some health for the dragon. So basically, if you get into any fights down here, which I didn't yet, use it before the dragon. But anyways, now when you're gonna fight the dragon, here's what we gotta do. So we're gonna check him. We're gonna pray. We're gonna go to the side. Actually, no, we gotta use the rope first. We're gonna use rope and hope that he doesn't break out on turn 1. Okay, when you see that text that has the ellipsis after it, that means that he's still wrapped up. If you see text that says, like, it has the word rope in it, if you recognize it from the menu, then that means he broke out. But anyway, we're gonna go to the right one, and we're gonna go to this one right here. This is Psi Shield. We already have the pendant on, which reduces elemental damage, but the Psi Shield is gonna help even more with that. And on top of that, it's gonna reduce physical attacks too. So anyway, we're gonna use that. He broke out of the rope. That sucks. After Psi Shield, we gotta use Defense Up and Offense Up. Defense Up is this one on the right. I'd recommend using that one first. That is still scary that he did that much damage. This one's Offense Up on the left. Here he goes. Yeah, so now I'll just use Auto on him. He has 650 health, so we're just gonna keep doing this until he dies, hoping he doesn't kill us first. If your health drops below 50 is around when I would recommend using the medicine. So like right now, the medicine is this one here. All he's doing with that move, by the way, is he's trying to lower your defense. which is good for like getting hit physically like that. Although I still think he's doing the same amount of damage, so I don't even think it's having any effect. Anyways, just keep trying on to beat him. Looking a little rough. Okay. So hopefully if you get lucky, you'll be able to beat him. Like so. And then you can check him for his melody. And now you just want to leave the area. I forget, I think you can leave this way, I might be wrong. I've never been able to beat him, so I haven't ever progressed or run this far. But I think when exiting, you can go this way. I don't see an exit though, and I'm wrong. No wait, I'm not? Okay, hold on. We don't need the Onyx Hook if you fight the dragon first. The only reason you need the Onyx Hook is to come back to fight the dragon. This run saves time by doing that, like on this route. Let me think. If you go this way, you would go left. I dropped crumbs earlier to get out of the castle. Which I already did. I dropped them in the town center to get out of the castle so I could continue on. I'm gonna try to run. Okay. I guess restoring my health would also be a good idea. I don't really feel threatened by anything though, which is why I didn't care. But anyway. So when leaving, talking to this guy, you gotta talk to him 5 times and he'll give you a question. If you answer him wrong, he'll send you back to the start of Magicant, so don't do that. So we're gonna talk to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna choose the one on the right now, and then we're gonna keep it on the first one, which is yes, and then we get to go. It doesn't really matter if you fight or run from everything here. I think it arguably is faster to kill everything, depending on what it is you fight. Why is that? Oh. Yeah, that'll help out. The best area to grind is in the Magicant Underground, personally. Oh, and the Easy Ring, yeah, if you're playing on GBA, the translation with the Easy Ring, then yeah, of course it's gonna be way easier. Anyways, when you get to this point, drop your last crumbs here, and go down. Yeah, that one's really broken. I never have anybody's levels go over 30. Oh no, I know what it is. It's basically, it's PK Beam Gamma, but for everybody. Like, it's every single enemy. Also, I would assume it works on even enemies that are resistant to PK Beam Gamma. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna go to the left, we're gonna go up 2 floors, and then to the left again. I think the real I don't want to play the game attack is PK Freeze Gamma, because when you use that, it drops everything's health to 3. And when I really feel like cheesing things with like my full party, I would just use PK Freeze Gamma and then have Lloyd hit them next. I'll have an instant and target one enemy, and then I'll have Anna use that on a different one and have Lloyd hit them right afterwards. It's like, okay, cool. Because it takes too long to get that. Like, if you, I mean, personally, however you want to play, but I don't spend a lot of time grinding in this game, despite that happening a lot. I feel like casually fighting Geek at the end is harder than he is in the run. No, I think everybody can input sing together. Like, so it counts it counts everybody sing on every turn. So instead of like saying it takes 3 turns to do it, you can do 3 in 1. But anyway, when you get to this point, check this, and then use your crumbs. And go up here. We're gonna go to the left and up to the roof, or at least we're gonna try to. We're gonna get stopped at the stairs. Sometimes these kids get in your way, which is really annoying. Yeah, I'll do GBA, guys, when I get the game. I actually ordered the GBA version yesterday. So I'm gonna learn how to run it, and I'm gonna do guides. Okay, we're gonna talk to this guy, but when we talk to him, we gotta be careful because he's gonna ask us a lot of yes and no's, and we need to answer yes twice, no, and then another yes. But the no comes right after the yes, so if you're not like paying attention to when you're pressing it, you're gonna hit no. Not that there's any penalty for it. It's just something to look out for, so you don't end up going in a loop. Yeah, I'd go over it. I was still thinking about how to root that out. I have quite a few ideas. Okay, I think I accidentally hit B there and declined him. You have to talk to him and hit yes. Okay. After this happens, go into your inventory and throw away this item. We don't need it anymore. So we're gonna go to the store, we're gonna buy a few things, and also, we're gonna... we're gonna be going to the hotel afterwards. So, okay, we shouldn't need to withdraw any more money. Let's see what we gotta get. Let's see. I think we just have to go to the food floor, and we gotta get 3 breads. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now we're gonna go down. We're gonna, let's see, do we have any medicines? No, we used the only one we had before. Okay. Now, this here, from what I saw in the route, he bought 6 medicines here. I don't think you have to buy 6, you can buy 5 and then grab the other one later. Or you can do both. So honestly, whichever you prefer, there's no real issue with either. I mean, I guess if you get all of them, you have 7, so you have an extra in case you need to feel comfortable, because they're important for the end. But, so I'll just buy 6 anyway, just because. Okay, I think that was 6, right? Yeah, okay. So, that's good. next we're gonna go over to the hotel. I just want to make sure I am doing this right. Okay. Now we're gonna give one of the breads to Lloyd, and we're gonna make him use one, because we're gonna come back here to heal again. Now, you're gonna try to be very careful. Lloyd needs to not die, so it's totally... Oh wait, I almost forgot. I almost forgot, because of the root. The defense items, you gotta give them to Lloyd. They're really handy. So that'd be this one, and this one. Oh wait, hold on. First of all, make them equip them. So let's see, that should be this here. There. Okay, now not only... We have to protect him, okay? He's our friend. Protect him, keep him safe. He should level up, keep his health up. He cannot die until you are done with the desert. Okay, yeah, this guy's scary. Make Void guard. Make him guard on pretty much everything. When he gets to like level 4, which he... Well, I don't think he's gonna get in this turn, but when he gets to like level 4, raise his health a little bit. Oh wow, okay. Okay. At this point, over here, have Vincent use one of his crumbs, or one of his breads. And let's see, what is Lloyd's health at? Yeah, he can totally... I mean, I guess it would have been better if his stat was raised a little more, but he can be healed now, for sure. But yeah, now we'll just go this way. I'm very glad I remember that, because that's one major difference between the old route and this one, is that you give Void defense. I think once Void gets to like, if he gets to like level 5 and 6 before you get into the factory, just start running from things out here to save a little time. But inside the factory, definitely fight just about everything you encounter, because you don't want him to die. Okay, that was a good increase. Alright, good. Everything else, if I get into any encounters, which I probably wouldn't right here. Right, we're good. We walk up to the dog, go to this item here, it's the pass, use it on him. He's gonna do a little dance, and then he's just a really weak dog from near your home, so no issues, go ahead and beat him up. Now, we're gonna take this path. It's the quickest path through here, and just gonna try our best to be careful. Okay, these guys can be a little crazy together, but we'll be fine. Sorry, I was wiping my eyes. Be careful with this guy especially, because it's like, he'll drop a bomb, it's gonna do massive damage. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. I guess that's fine. Go ahead and hit me. I forget, that is like a category on Twitch, isn't it? Where like people just eat social eating or something like that, right? And also, honestly, at this point, I mean, well, actually, I don't even know what it's more worth to do, running or fighting, but just, so long as it's not like the bomber who might just kill him, you could possibly try running if you feel like it, but I don't know. Either way, though, I think at this point in the run, you wouldn't want to take as many risks, because you're pretty much guaranteed to finish it now. Oh boy. I actually do like the Love theme a lot, and I do want to memorize the lyrics to it. But that makes me think of like the songs with vocals in 1. Just the instrumental? I like it more with the words. Okay. So you come in here, you check that. Now you're gonna go into Ninten's inventory and use his crumbs. I mean, they sound really good in Japanese, but me wanting to make things easier, I like the translated song, especially the one that one voice actor sung. They're really good. I used to think they were a voice actor. I don't remember. Maybe I'm just thinking of some fan with a really good voice. But anyway, as you're passing by this Jason right here, use your last crumbs. I feel like it looks accurate enough. Yeah, somebody sung the song in English after having it translated. I could find it on YouTube for you, but if you type in like Mother 3 Love Theme English, you'll probably find it. It's pretty popular. It's probably one of the first results, but if you haven't found it, I can still find it for you after this. Okay, heading into the desert gets scary, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start like teleporting away from everything in here, warping or whatever. Still gonna guard with Void though. Okay. But we're gonna keep walking straight into the desert as we are. So we're gonna go to the third menu, and we're gonna go down to the bottom left. And we're gonna do this for the rest of the encounters we get in the run, but which aren't gonna be too many of them. But yeah, just keep walking this way. As we get into the sand here, you're gonna see this triangle, this one right here. When you get to it, go up and right, and keep going this way. And we're gonna see the cactus. Okay, well, hold on. So whatever this is. Alright, yeah, I don't want to deal with these guys, so we're gonna warp. Okay, and now we see the cactus. We're gonna walk up to it. Oh my gosh, please. Okay, is this a Starman? We can actually run from him. The Starmen, for whatever reason, are really easy to run from. Well, at least they would be. They usually are. I've not failed too many times trying to get away from them. Anyways, we're gonna walk up to it, we're gonna go to Psy, we're gonna use telepathy on it. And now we're gonna go into Void's inventory and use his crumbs. We're gonna heal. Now we're gonna go into Nensen's inventory and use his. And we're gonna go to Halloween, which is the second option. I feel like Ninsen would probably teleport away or something. Okay. So we get here, we're gonna go down. We're gonna go to the right. I mean, honestly, you can pretty much run from most of the enemies here. run or kill them, it doesn't really matter. But when we get inside the ghost house is when we're going to start teleporting even more, which is part of why we healed at the hotel. So we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna go talk to this lady and get the key. Okay, good. Yeah, I really love the singer's voice. She's really good at it. And it makes me feel a little emotional, honestly, hearing it. But okay, we're gonna go up this way. I'm gonna go to the left. We are in an encounter zone currently, but like I said, we just run or like fight it, I guess. Doesn't matter. No encounters though, so I guess that's cool. Yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, and at this point it totally doesn't matter if Lloyd dies or not, so you don't have to protect him at all. Okay, I guess we'll have to get rid of this one then. Yeah, but Paula has like PK Freeze, and that's pretty broken and Earthbound, isn't it? Isn't PK Freeze like the strongest one? Oh my gosh, please let me go. Okay. Anyways, we'll go up to the door. Use the key. And now we're gonna go to the top doors first. And we're gonna teleport out of every battle, or like use the warp or whatever. You have this long flight of stairs to make it down. Yeah, I forget how good all the Psy moves are in Mother 3. I think they're all pretty good, like they all are useful. I know that like in 1 here, only Fire and Beam are good. Freeze and Thunder suck. Okay. After you get past those stairs, you go down through the bottom doors. But anyway, I know in Earthbound, Freeze is really strong. I mean, they're also pretty strong, but I feel like Freeze is the strongest. Okay, also, if you get these ghosts, they're just the normal cemetery ghosts. They're just all together. You can probably just run from them. Yeah, but if you get anything else, warp away from them. Like these guys, you don't want to risk running from. So, bottom door. Yeah, especially this guy. He's kind of scary at times. Okay. And in this room, check this present. It's another medicine. It's the last one you can get if you want it. And then you're gonna check the piano. And that's the last melody we find. Okay. Now at this point, we're gonna be careful. With every step that we take, we're gonna open the menu. But also I'm gonna save state here personally, but we're gonna open the menu and we're gonna start swapping the inventory. We're gonna start putting all these into Ninten's. if you need to, you gotta move one of these items. Honestly, the Franklin badge here, you can just throw it away entirely. You don't need that at all. So just put as many as you feel comfortable with into his inventory. And then approach the door, or not the door, but the entrance, like this. And hope you don't get encounters. And now we're ready to take on Geek. Okay, so the very first thing you want to do, when you get into the battle, go over to the menu to the right from here, in the side menu, and go to the bottom right here, use Psy Shield, and then use Auto Avoid, but then back out of it. Okay, good. If you're lucky, you'll go first, which is very great on your first turn. Now, go into the side menu again, go right to, and we're gonna go to this one right here, which is Quick Up, and we're gonna use that twice. Which is great, because he outsped us right there, which, you know, that's a good sign of it. That's why we need to use Quick Up twice, so we can outspeed him every time. Because if he goes first before us, then we probably just die. So after that, guard. Even though I know like your health is really low right now, just go ahead and guard on this turn. Alright, now when your health gets this low, use one of your medicines. Gosh. And then just repeat this process of guarding. Repeat this until he's done talking, and you see Sing appear on the bottom right in the menus. I never really counted it, but you'll see like right there below this one, it'll appear as a new option. And basically the way this fight's going to be working is that we're going to do Sing twice, and then heal, and then Sing twice and heal, and we gotta Sing 11 times total until it's over. So, okay, our health's at like 59 right now, so we can go ahead and get the first thing in. As long as your health is like over 45 or 50, you're okay to Sing. Because like the most he hits for is around 45. Okay, now we're gonna heal. We're just gonna go back to singing. That sounds like it could be kinda cool. Okay, yeah, so at this point, don't risk singing now. Sometimes I do it personally, I get like really risky and sing when my health is at like 42 or something. But especially if you grab like a 7th medicine, then you're fine. So sing. Well, you say they're mostly Japanese. I mean, you know, they were mostly released in Japan, but they're stylized. Or at least the first one is supposed to be stylized after like America, and then the second one kind of takes place in something that looks like America, even though you know you explore the rest of the world in it. But I don't know. 3 is like it could go either way. Okay. I've been taking a lot of damage this time around. Understandable. So I kind of wish the 64 version was ever finished, because, like, I know it was definitely going to be planned a lot differently, and I'm really curious as to what we missed out on. Like, whatever was cut, because there was definitely a lot of cut content, even in what was put on the GBA version. Like, there's just a lot of stuff removed, so I don't know what there could have been. I wish it didn't suffer that fate, but it is what it is. Alright, we're almost over. And yeah, it wasn't really made for 3D, but it would have been cool. Okay, yep, that's the last one. Now, you're gonna mash through this text, and timing will end when the screen fades out. So, around now is time, pretty much. Like, almost as soon as you hear the music start playing, and there that goes. That would be all melodies on the harder route. If you've actually finished this, then congrats. That takes a lot. But, yeah. Alright then. Gonna go ahead and end this now.